wanted to do a little update. So when she was 2 weeks old, she was feeding every 3 hours around the clock, drinking 100 milliliters. She was both bottle feeding as well as breastfeeding, starting pretty early. And the reason was because she had jaundice when she was born. So the doctor said to supplement with formula in the very beginning. So she was taking the bottle, I think, starting on day 3, I believe. So basically right after we came home from the hospital. And with every feed, I would give her 15 to 30 milliliters of formula. And in the very beginning, breastfeeding was really, really hard. Even with a good latch, it was still really, really sore and it hurt a lot, which I didn't know about. I thought that as long as you get a good latch, it wouldn't hurt because that's what they told us in class. But that wasn't the case for me. So I called the lactation consultant, and they said, well, if you pump, then maybe you don't need to supplement with formula. So I started pumping right away. I started pumping on basically right after I came home from the hospital. And the consultant also said, if you pump and then you give her bottled breast milk, it could give your breasts some relief since it was hurting a lot already. Actually, it started hurting on day 2 when I was at the hospital, but then it just got worse and worse to the point where it was really hard to breastfeed. So at the time I thought, oh, maybe pumping wouldn't hurt. I just assumed it didn't hurt, but it actually did, and no one kind of talks about that pumping also hurts. So I would say the first week was really, really difficult because everything was hurting at the time. The vaginal area was hurting from the delivery, and my thighs, my hip area were also hurting too. It was just sore. I also didn't know about the pelvic pain, and that was because when I was doing my research during pregnancy, I only read up to the point where about the delivery, and I kind of just glossed over the fact that you might experience pain afterwards, and I didn't do any research about what the recovery was going to be like. So that was a surprise for me to experience the pain. I think if I had done more research about what the recovery was going to be like, it would have been easier. So the first week was really, really hard because everything was hurting. My breasts were hurting. Yes, Mei. Breasts were hurting, pelvic area was hurting, pumping was hurting, and it was very stressful. And then people said the first 2 weeks was going to be the hardest, so I looked forward to the 2-week mark. Yes, Mei Mei. Mei Mei is sitting on my lap too with the baby. Hold on, let me show you. Mei Mei is sitting on my lap too. Yeah. Yes, Mei Mei. Sitting right next to Emma. Where was that? Okay, so first week was super hard, and then second week got a little bit easier, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to breastfeed or bottle feed. Oh, at the time I wasn't sure if she was getting enough milk, so I decided to bottle feed at night to make sure that she was having enough at night so that she wouldn't wake up as often. But when we had our 1 month checkup, oh, the other thing is, usually the 1 month checkup is optional, but because at 2-week checkup, the doctor said she wasn't gaining enough weight. She already regained her birth weight, so that was good, but still wasn't gaining enough, so she wanted to see Emma at 1 month, so we had the 1 month checkup. And she said that we needed to feed every 2 to 3 hours. I wasn't sure if I needed to wake her up during the day if she was sleeping. So in the beginning, I was letting her sleep and not necessarily waking her up. But the doctor said we need to make sure that she's eating enough during the day, and as soon as she regains her birth weight, she could sleep through the night if she wanted to. So during the day, we would wake her up and then feed her every 2 to 3 hours. And then at night, she would just sleep until she cries. So at the 1 month mark, she was gaining enough weight, so that was good. And she was taking about 120 milliliters of breast milk, so she was drinking more. And then now at 6 weeks, she can sleep about 5 to 6 hours at night. And then during the day, she feeds every 3 hours, which is exactly on schedule and exactly what the doctor said she should be doing by 2 months.